Good evening, otherworldlies. This is Queen Juliana, your dark mask diva. Alright, I'm going to talk about how a lot of ugly people think they have affirmative action. And no, I don't mean at work, okay? If there's some kind of affirmative action for unattractive people, I want to know about it because I'm pretty sure I think they wish they had it, okay? If you're an attractive person at work, I'm pretty sure everybody there resents you because they feel like you got hired because of your looks, and, well, maybe you did, okay? And everybody feels like they're going to be passed up for promotion because of you. They feel like you have all the advantages there. You're everybody's favorite. You're favored by the gods. You're favored by the CEO. You're favored by everybody. You're favored by HR. And basically you're just favored by everybody in the neighborhood, okay? In the whole building. So, yeah, that's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about something quite different. Okay, so this is something about ugly people that a lot of people don't talk about. Ugly people, this is something they've had to be to adapt, okay? Which is manipulative. Ugly people can be extremely manipulative. Okay, so this is something that that they do sometimes. A lot of ugly people, and I don't want to put a gender on this, but this is just what it's called for the sake of what it's called. It's called nice guy syndrome. Okay, so when I say a lot of ugly people feel like they have affirmative action, it's really just called nice guy syndrome. Okay, they think that if they approach you in a non-socially awkward way, in a non-rude way, if they take the steps and do the proper protocol, that you owe them something. Okay, they think if maybe you know the same people, or they even do the bare minimum, or they play their cards right. That's an old saying. You guys know that saying? You play your cards right? They think if they do certain things or they don't do other things, that you're supposed to give them their way. Okay, it doesn't matter if you are quote-unquote out of their league. Okay, let's say for the sake of argument you are out of their league. Alright, if you have pretty privilege, you're technically out of their league. Alright, this is a pretty privileged channel. So if you don't like pretty privilege content, don't watch my channel, because we talk about pretty privilege on this channel, okay? We talk about certain things, narcissists, pretty privilege, and stuff like that. So if you don't like that kind of talk, don't watch me, okay? If you have pretty privilege, people who use this kind of manipulation, you are out of their league, or else they would not have to use this kind of manipulation. Okay, that's logic, right? Okay, these people have nice guy syndrome. They think, if I'm nice, this woman has to cooperate with me. If I pay for dinner, she has to go to bed with me. If we go out on 3 dates, she has to kiss me on this date. We need to do this on this date, and she has to sleep with me by the 3rd date. If I go up and talk to her and I'm polite, she owes me a conversation. Okay, if we come from the same socioeconomic background, she has to consider me as a suitor. If we come from the same neighborhood, she has no right thinking she's too good for me. Okay, I know some of you people that watch me have run into that with somebody. Oh, you think you're too good for somebody. Maybe you are too good for somebody. Maybe you are. Maybe your mentality is more elevated than theirs. Maybe you just don't like the way they think about things. Maybe you feel like they don't have the higher reasoning skills to relate to you. Maybe you just don't like the way they are. And that's okay. You have every right not to like the way they are for whatever reason. You decided you don't like them, and that's okay. Okay, so you have whatever reason you don't want to go out with somebody, you don't have to. Okay, you can find them unattractive. Everyone else might find them attractive, but for whatever reason you don't. And that's okay. You don't have to go out with them. All right. Maybe they look good on paper, but their personality is just like, nah. I've gone out with guys that looked great on paper. All right, they had a good job, they made a lot of money, they went to the right school, blah, blah, blah. They were just, I don't want to say they were incels, but they were just jerks. I'm just like, this guy has too crappy of a personality. He looked good on paper, but his personality was too, And even though people look good on paper, sometimes they have really bad self-esteem. And if someone has really bad self-esteem, they're not going to be any fun to be around. They are going to make you miserable. They are going to drive you crazy. Okay, and they are not going to handle it if you have anything going for you. Because they're going to try to nag you, they're going to try to drag you down. They're just not going to be good. Okay, so no. So somebody could technically align with you, and then not at all. Or somebody could just be your opposite and perfectly align with you. They could be a different race, a different age, come from a totally different place. Boom, twin flame. And you had no idea. So you never know who is going to match with you. Don't rule anybody out if you feel like it's right. But if you feel like it's wrong, go with that. Absolutely go with that. But these people, these ugly people, and I'm saying ugly, whatever you think is ugly, whether it's the way they look, the way they act, their mentality, whatever you think ugly is. And I'll let you decide what that means, okay? They think they have some kind of entitlement. They think they have a right to you, okay? You are the prize. They think they have every right to you. They think because they find you attractive, you owe them something. You owe them a coffee date. You owe them a conversation. You owe them a favor. You owe them something. You know, I mean, some people are so bad that they think because they're physically attracted to you that they should be able to hook up with you. They think if they buy you a drink, you have to dance with them. I mean, they think all kinds of stuff. They think, you know, you should, if you guys work together, you should go out for drinks after work. No. Maybe you don't want to. You don't know what's going through people's minds. Now, there is a school of thought that it's internalized misandry and internalized misogyny. Okay? When there's this opposite sex thing going on, when the people have this attitude. All right? So there's a school of thought that it's that. Okay? That people have internalized sexism. That's what those words mean. Okay? So there's that. But for some reason, people feel like when they have a disadvantage, that for some reason you're supposed to give them a hand up. That you're supposed to give them a break. That you're supposed to do them a favor. That they're supposed to get some kind of opportunity even though they're not qualified. Because they're thinking, I'm just as good as this other person that he or she is dating. I'm just not as good looking or charming, or I don't smell good, or whatever they're thinking. But they don't realize that they're not good looking, and that's enough of a turnoff. Or they're creepy. Okay? It's okay not to want to be around somebody socially awkward. Okay, because that'll wear on you after a while. It's okay not to want to date someone you're not attracted to. Okay, because if you marry him, your kids are going to look like him. It's okay not to want to date anyone for any reason. Because that's very personal. I mean, you can be friends with somebody and not be attracted to them at first, and then they grow on you. That can happen. But you could say no to dating somebody simply because you just have this gut feeling like you don't feel like it's right. And that's okay. You don't owe anybody anything. So just knowing that they feel entitled should be enough of a gut feeling that you should say no to them. Okay? And I just want you to know you don't owe anybody anything. And I don't want you to feel bad about it. So that is my message of today. I love you all, and I will see you in the next content. Bye-bye.